Hi everyone, thank you for joining the Angel Realtor Cafe. It is my honor to invite our guest speaker today, Miss Susi Tan. She is a senior estate planner. She is very experienced in inheritance rights for foreigners, especially for will and trust planning. Hi Susi, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Angeline. Hi, good day.
Hi, thank you. Okay, thank you for joining today. It is my honor to have Susie uh, come to share her expertise in her will and trust planning. Hi, Susie. Would you like to introduce more about yourself?
Yes, thank you for inviting me for the sharing tonight, Angeline. Good day to you and good day to everyone. Okay, my name is Susie, senior estate planner from Rockviews with 9 years experience in will writing and trust setup. And also, I have been doing a financial planning for over 17 years, and I really help over 200 families with estate planning. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, it's a very brilliant experience to share. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Angel. I'm originally from Taiwan. I've been staying in Malaysia for 13 years. So my profession is I have serving my clients who are coming to Malaysia for MN2H and for the real estate investment for cross-border investment. So the agency I'm belonging to is the Refill Agencies that is award-winning local agencies in Malaysia. It has been established for 40 years officially for this year. So our founders, they are local Malaysian Chinese, Mr. David Ong. Okay. And so our Refill is also an award-winning agency, has won a lot of local awards. Okay. So Susie herself is also the owner of the Rock Wheels, okay, and her profession is a senior estate planner. She specializes in will and trust planning. Okay, so her company name is the Rock Wheels Corporation. So Jambahan, she has experience in 9 years, okay, in this will and trust area. But she has over 10 years in the financial industry. Okay, so Susie, let's straight to the point, and I would like to interview some of the points that I think that will be very beneficial to our viewers tonight. Okay, so I would like to know for is there an inheritance right for foreigners in Malaysia? Okay, especially we are talking about the legal rights, right, and considerations. Okay, so what is a will?
Okay, 真的 just a simple explanation. Actually, a will is an important part of estate planning because it ensures that your beneficiary receive your inheritance smoothly, while also ensuring that your loved ones do not have to face a tedious paperwork and legal procedure to inherit your estate. And there are generally two situations when inheriting an inheritance. One is when there's a will, another one is when there's no will. So the distribution of the deceased asset will be the accordance with the Distribution Act 1958. So actually, will is a document that allows people to outline how their estate will be distributed. And actually, view is we can say it's a taboo topic in the past because it's involved issues of death. So, but right now we can see that a lot of people are gradually opening their minds, and we can see more and more people doing their asset planning. And at the end of the life, we want to ensure that our asset distribution is being carried out according to our wishes and not as per Malaysia Distribution Act. And a will should clearly set up details of the assets in the asset inventory list left to the beneficiary so that the applicant we call executor can identify them easily. So with this list, the executor will apply for the grant of probate from the High Court. So obviously the situation is different when there's no will. In such unfortunate situation, the court will appoint an administrator to oversee and manage the distributor of the estate.
Okay, excellent. So it's better to have a will that will help you with estate planning and easy uh, to have your okay, beneficiary to take over your estate. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, correct.
So let's talk about the tax. Yeah. So do I need to pay the stamp duty when inheriting estates?
This talk about real estate, okay, that means property or land, okay. When real estate transfer to the name of the beneficiary, actually it's only 10 ringgit stamp duty is payable, okay. But before 2023, the stamp duty is calculated on the following basis depending on your property value as per the next slide, okay. Like for the first 100,000, okay, the stamp duty is 1%, and the next 400,000, the stamp duty would be 2%, and the 3% for the next 500,000, and the 4% stamp duty for the thereafter. Okay, so instead of the high stamp duty cost above, actually starting for January 2023, all property transfer, but it's actually only limited to the first 1 million ringgit, okay, based on love and affection for the following family categories will be waived, okay. It's like property transfer between your spouse, and also between the parents and children, and also transfer between the grandparents and grandchildren, okay. So like what I said just now is actually limited to the first 1 million only. So this example for the like the property with the market value of a 1 million, okay, so they can save so much money, you see, okay, for the parents and the children transfer, okay, so they can save 4,500. Okay, so how about the grandparents and the grandchildren? Between them, the property transfer, they can save 9,000. Okay, so how about the next example? Okay, this is for the value property, uh, 1.5 million. Okay, so wow, okay, you can see that transfer between the parents and children, they can save 12,000, and the property transfer between the grandparents and the grandchildren, they can save 34,000. Okay, so much money they can save, okay. But the thing is, how long is this the validity of stamp duty waiver? Okay, actually this stamp duty waiver was first announced in budget 2023. Any property transaction after 4th January 2023 will be entitled to the waiver. However, okay, this waiver may be terminated by the government in the next budget announcement. We don't know. Okay, as such, it is recommended that you include your real estate in the will if you wish to enjoy the above great savings. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Wow, sounds very good. So this new exemption is for the first 1 million, that is the tax free, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so basically only charge from the after 1 million onwards. Okay, but this is with or without wheels, right? This is like universal. People enjoy the same benefit from a new financial project, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's talk about, is there any inheritance tax in Malaysia?
SK, good news. So far, there's no, okay. There's no inheritance tax in Malaysia, okay. The primary benefit for the beneficiary is that they can receive a larger portion of the inheritance since there's no tax deducted from the estate. Okay, so it's very good news for those beneficiaries. Eh? And this allow them to inherit more substantial assets, okay, providing financial security and potentially enhancing their standard of living. Okay, not only that, okay, inheritance tax exemptions enable families to transfer wealth across generation more efficiently, preserving family assets for beneficiaries. So this continuity can be crucial for maintaining family businesses, properties, and other valuable asset intact.
Wow, that sounds a very attractive way. Yeah. Okay. So right now, especially for foreigners, they have that benefit. Okay, the same as Malaysian citizens. Okay. So so let's talk about, can foreigners inherit estates in Malaysia?
Yes, of course can. Okay. However, the National Land Act 1965 stipulates that the transfer of property to foreigners must obtain state approval, okay, and be subject to restrictions of the property any. Okay. Example in KL area. Okay. There's a minimum value 1 million ringgit Malaysia for all types of property. Okay. So how about Selangor area? Okay. Selangor area there's a minimum value of 2 million for residential property in most of the area. Okay. However, for the commercial and industrial properties are only permitted to acquire at a minimum price at 3 million ringgit Malaysia. If the property do not meet these minimum price criteria, okay, so the beneficiary will not inherit the property and will eventually have to sell it. Okay, so no choice.
Okay, I see. So that is even if some foreigners they say they stay here, and then if that is the case, then they have to meet that foreign purchases threshold, right? So that way their children or beneficiary can inherit the
Yes.
estates. Okay,
Yeah.
understand. Mhm. All right. So next one, in Malaysia, can a person have multiple wills?
Mm, okay. Uh, Actually, a person can only have one view, okay, in a jurisdiction. For example, there can be only one view in a country. Okay,
Mhm.
so assuming that if you have an asset in various countries, so we will advise you to have a separate view for each country, and what's the benefit that is an efficient way for executing asset transfer when the time comes. Okay, so because usually we will advise and also assist a client to establish a view in various countries such as like Singapore, UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, uh, Vietnam, China, and many more countries. So we usually will advise them to have a separate view. Okay, if let's say they have different asset at the different countries.
Okay, I see. So say if they are from Taiwan, they buy a property in Malaysia. So you will suggest them to actually prepare have their own will that in Malaysia, right? Go according to Malaysia law.
Yes, yes, because if let's say they do not have a view in Malaysia, but they have an asset in Malaysia, okay, let's say they have a view in their own country, that means Taiwan, okay, so
Mhm.
usually they will settle their asset distribution in Taiwan first, only after that will settle the rest of the asset in other countries. So that means that it will take time because it will take time to settle the first thing in your own country. After that, you only can complete your second asset. I mean the rest of the asset in the second country. So if let's say you have a separate view in the different country, that means that in the same times, you can. I mean you can settle your distribution. Pass in the same time, so you can save your times and also this an efficient way to executing the asset transfer.
I see. So it's like if it's better to have the separate wills, okay, in the place where you are and in the place where you have your own property or any estates, right? Okay, yeah, because lots of people they will say, I know people they will invest or have their own business overseas. Okay, so you say if they own a business in Hong Kong or Singapore, then what your advice is they will have that will in that where the business is right located. Okay, so that way that can reduce the wait time in allocate and distribute their own estates. Okay. All right, so let's go to next one. Okay, we know comes to will and there's another trust, right? So are the trust assets protected from creditors?
Mm, okay, trust asset are creditor proof. Okay, as an entrepreneurs, we often leverage out on bank loans and other borrowings to grow our businesses. Okay, so
Mhm.
these generate debts and may snowball into a big and unmanageable amount if not planned properly. Okay, in
Mhm.
such situation, I will advise my client to make use of trust and insurance. once their assets are transferred to trust or insurance companies, so the assets are protected from creditors, be banks or trade creditors. Okay, so this way, entrepreneurs can be assured that their loved ones can carry on living with similar living standards after their passing. And an important point to note is that assets must be held by the trust for more than 5 years to enjoy such protection. Okay, that means the creditor proofs. Any asset held less than 5 years, can be used for the debt repayment. Okay, so actually, what's a trust? Okay, a trust is a fiduciary and arrangement that allows a third party or trustee to hold assets on behalf of a beneficiary or beneficiaries. Trust can be arranged in many ways and can specify exactly how and when the assets pass through the beneficiaries. Trust usually avoid probate, save time, and court fees, so beneficiaries may gain access to these assets more quickly than they might to assets that transfer using a will. So this is the big difference between will and trust. Okay, and but one thing to note that is actually not the asset can be included in the trust. Okay, so as a basic, everyone must have a will. Okay, to include all the asset. Okay, that's all.
Okay,
Mm.
I see. Okay, so you need to have the will and have the trust to assist you. So
Yes,
I
yes.
just thought of there's a one thing, right? Because for purchase a property, sometimes people will borrow a loan. Then the beneficiary of this property toward to the end, when it comes to the relationship between loan and banks, that would be the bank, right? So
Mm.
how do we, how a foreigner or local Malaysian, right? Because it looks like there's no difference between foreigners or local Malaysian citizens when it comes to the will and trust planning. Okay, yeah. And say if a foreigner they purchase a property in Malaysia, they use the loan. Okay, the beneficiary of a property eventually it could be bank, right? So how can a foreigner use will and trust to help them do the estate planning and also to protect from the creditors?
Okay. One thing is actually property. If let's say you want to include your property in your trust, okay, one thing is with the condition that the property is free and cumber. Okay, that means there is no loan from the bank. If let's say you are still servicing for the loan for the property, we will advise them to have insurance policy attached with the trust. Okay, so when things happen, so your trustee able to settle it from the bank and then execute the according to the trustee. Okay, so that means that maybe for the property transfer to your beneficiary. So if let's say there's a loan servicing, still servicing on the property, and there's no way to settle the loan servicing, so it will be stuck there, and the trustee not able to transfer the property. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so and the second thing is will is only valid when the testator, that means the person who read the will, okay, we call it testator. Okay, so
Mhm.
will is only valid when the testator pass away with the death certificate. Okay, but for the trust, okay, it might be some trigger events, example like missing, okay, missing for a certain period, okay, maybe for the coma, there are of course like death and also disability. Okay, so when trigger on this type of the events, so we can execute the deed, the trust deed, I mean the trust deed. Okay, so I give you an example like the case MH 370. Okay, there's a plan missing, right? Okay, so on this case is actually we couldn't execute their will is because it's considered missing, okay, instead of death. Okay, but after 7 years, so if government announce that they can issue a death certificate, through their family, so only they can execute the will. So
Mm-hmm.
with this period, okay, actually, if let's say they have set up a view, a trust, sorry, if let's say they have set up a trust with the trigger events are missing, so their family actually can execute the trust, okay, with the trustee. So if let's say, example, if let's say they can transfer their property, transfer their bank accounts money to their beneficiary, so without the death or certificate, actually they can transfer immediate. This is the big difference. Okay, so
Okay.
for the foreigner or Malaysians, that if let's say they do want have this type of the service, right? Maybe some trigger events on like missing or fall under coma or death or any other trigger events, they can consider to set up a trust. Okay, one thing is for the quick transfer or some the asset. Okay, instead of if let's say according to the view, you have take time to apply for your grant of probate for the asset transfer.
Mm-hmm. See, okay. So it is actually it is a tool, it's a legal tool that people can utilize, okay, to manage and foresee in the future for all these estates to pass up. Okay, understand. Very good. Thank you so much. So I think this is really case by case, and it will. So if anyone who is interested, um, can talk to Susie. Okay, because Susie is also the founder of the Rock Wheels Capone. Okay, we are in trust services. Okay, so she's located in Capone, is in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, this is her contact number. So if you are overseas, you can WhatsApp her. Remember to add +6 because the country code in Malaysia is 6, and then you will be able to reach out to her. You can write an email to her. Okay. Thank you so much, Susie, for your brilliant sharing that we understand how the will and trust can protect our own estates and that can make our transition of the estate planning as a smooth journey. Thank you so much, Susie.
Thank you, Jodine. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Looking forward to see you next time.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.